So I'm having a chat with Leann Rimes. How are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Yeah, not too bad. Thanks very much. Let's have a little chat about the new release that you've got that came out just a couple of weeks ago, celebrating Coyote Ugly. Tell us what you've done with that.
We are celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Coyote Ugly film and the soundtrack, and so we decided to do a little mashup, a mega mix of all 4 of the songs that I recorded on the soundtrack into one big mix. Dave Audet, who is a fantastic producer and remixer, threw it together, and it's just a bundle of joy. It really is. It's super happy. I think people need this music right now, to remind them of a beautiful time in their lives and to bring some joy and move our bodies and dance, because it's definitely one to dance to for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did this compilation mega mix come about with between yourself and Dave Audet?
So Dave, Dave's a dear friend, and we've had a lot of success together with other tracks. So he was the first person that we went to when we thought about doing something like this, and I trust him deeply. He's someone who I kind of let do his thing and then give notes and go back and forth in that way and creating something. But he's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And how are you getting on with writing music at the moment for yourself? Because it's been a couple of years since you released a single or an album. So where are you at with that at the moment?
Yeah, I have. This was the Megamix is kind of the precursor to tons of new music. In fact, I've been writing and creating a chant record during this time. And that comes out on November 20th. And then I'm also finishing up a brand new record that'll be out sometime next year. So, I've got a lot of new stuff coming your way. And, the chant album is something that's been kind of a passion project that kind of spun out of my own healing over the past several years. So I, utilize chanting for my own healing and my own spiritual, work. And I thought, I want to make this accessible to people, and because a lot of my chants that I work with are not in English, and so I thought, that's such an interesting idea. I've been writing choruses all my life, which are repetitive, so maybe I can take it and, with the very specific intention of creating chants with hooky melodies and, beautiful mantras to remind people of really innately who they are during this time. It would be pretty powerful. So that is what I have done. So that comes out on November 20th, called Human and the Holy, and which also spun into a podcast that I'm working on and creating during this time called The Holy Human. So, there's so much new stuff coming out and coming your way for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that something you enjoy doing, just getting a lot done and cramming everything in that you possibly can, or is it just that's pattern at the moment?
It's just been the pattern at the moment, to be honest. Like, I've had all of these ideas at the beginning of this year. I had, wanted to do a podcast, and I had this idea for a chant record, and I needed to finish writing the new album, and we had this whole tour planned. And my question at the beginning of the year was, how am I going to create all of this during this year? And then, I shouldn't have asked that question, because I think, and then I got my answer like too quickly. And I had all of this time on my hands, and it's been, I've been keeping busy, even though I've totally enjoyed the rest and being at home and not having to be on tour. I've definitely kept busy with creating other things, and it's just kind of so happened that, it's kind of been one thing after the other kind of coming together to make this kind of the end of the year very busy.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of touring, you've got some dates already booked in for next year. I'm sure you're hoping that they're going to be going ahead and you can book more in at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to getting back on the road. It's definitely something everyone is missing, and I hope that we get to keep those dates that we have for the next year and get to expand on that. And I know that we are looking to come to the UK in 2022. So I'm praying to God by then for sure we will be able to have concerts. I definitely hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Now going back in time a little bit, so you started releasing music in the 1990s. How have you developed as an artist and a musician since then through until today?
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, I've definitely, I was 13 when I first came out with my first song, so much has changed. And, I write a lot of my own music, and which obviously I didn't back in those days. So it's, creating music for me now is definitely gosh, I want to say it's a very spiritual experience, I think, for me now. Like, I feel like a conduit that I create from my own experience. I create from, what wants to come through. And it's very, very different for me, the creation process of things than it was when I was a kid. But I love doing it. I think I love it more, that part of it, the, creating music and recording and writing and all of that. I think I love it more now than I did back then, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've also released a few holiday Christmas singles over the years. Is that something you enjoy doing, or is that something you want to do again?
Yeah, I love Christmas music. It's just something that's so joyful and beautiful, and I love bringing people good memories around that time of year. And I think my music has a lot of memories attached to it for a lot of people, especially my Christmas stuff. So I've released, I can't even tell you how many, I think 3 or 4 Christmas records or EPs I've released. And I think I've run out of Christmas songs, but I think I'll have to write them from here on out, because I think I've covered everything I can cover. But I definitely don't count out the Christmas music within the next few years, because I'm sure there'll be something else coming along that way.
Yeah, we even have Christmas music on today in the house.
I love it. I'm actually putting up my tree.
Ourselves.
I'm putting up my tree today. I just told my husband, I'm like, as soon as I'm done with all my interviews today, we're putting up the tree. We were driving around LA last night for a bit, and there's people already have their lights up. There's a lot of people that do. So wow. I don't feel bad this year. Usually I'm the only one that's like, I'm kind of one of those crazy people that right after Halloween, like I take down my Halloween decorations and Christmas goes up. So I don't feel bad this year. I feel like people are on the train with me.
I think it's the only thing to look forward to this year.
I have to say I agree with you. I think people are really, really in need of the holiday season this year, for sure.
I've been looking forward to it since probably April time, I think, myself.
I love it.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Leann, it's been great to chat with you.
Thank you. You too. And, have a wonderful holiday. We're going to say that right now because it's beginning already. So happy holidays.